This should be good. This should be good. We'll see why.
From the director you'll love if your brain works in slow motion. Comes another stream of pretty pictures that gets by on looks until anyone opens their mouth.
I'm here to make you an offer. To give you a chance at redemption.
Oh my goodness.
I have no time for pity!
Rebel Moon, Part 1. Zack Snyder always dreamed of making a Star War. But when Lucasfilm said, that sounds terrible, and we made Rise of Skywalker,
somehow Palpatine returned.
Zack was finally free to tell his own story, where a humble farm boy from the outer rim of the galaxy joins up with a smuggler and a royal knight hiding in exile who once served as a princess's bodyguard to fight an empire ruled by an upstart senator.
A senator named Balisarius used the opportunity.
Very much just a copy.
Complete with laser swords, alien cantinas, and polite British robots. Calling it now. In Part 2, they'll reveal the hero's father is not only still alive, but serves as the leader of the Empire.
That's my daughter, Arthurius.
Or hey, why wait? Original trilogy speedrun. Let's go. Prepare for more than just Snyder copying George Lucas. He's also copying the guy Lucas copied from, featuring the exact plot of Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, a film about recruiting skilled fighters to save a village from grain-stealing bandits. Only this time, they're recruiting skilled fighters to save them from a grain-stealing spaceship? Yes, the spaceship could just nuke the rebels from orbit. Yes, they could just rip a space hole and get supplies from literally anywhere else. But then we lose out on all these exciting grain conversations.
Selling our grain to God only knows. Don't act like we don't know you've been selling our surplus grain.
The guitar.
Digging too deep into who Gunner sold last year's grain. You sold grain to the resistance.
Even if the payment was only a sack of grain.
We bought your grain to feed our fighters, but we are no longer in need of your grain.
We're not here to sell grain. His people toil with their bare hands to grow the grain that fed you.
Don't you love grain? Grain.
Great.
Leading the space Nazis on their cargo-loading mission is Atticus Noble, a man hated by his own barber. This Hugo Boss likes to get suctioned off and wields the awesome power of a stick.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Teddy Williams knocks it out of the park! He went yacht on that one!
He'll meet fierce resistance on planet Belt. Hidden amongst these village people is Cora, aka Arthurius.
Or should I call you Arthurius?
Aka Scargiver.
Scargiver.
AKA Who Cares? AKA Wasn't she the mummy that one time? Cora may not have the size or skills to convincingly fight a welterweight.
I still haven't watched
but she knows how to yell with the big boys.
Yeah. In slow motion, too.
Follow along as she gathers every stock character trope in the galaxy, who each have one scene to show off their skills.
That's
then
right.
just kind of hang out in the background for the rest of the film.
Did nothing.
Tired of reliving that nightmare every day.
This could easily
just
be
there.
any of you lying here in the gutter of some forgotten world.
Like Tarek, a Starbarian who wins glorious freedom for all 6 of his abs. Nemesis, a Jedi reimagined as a, what if they made a Jedi a Korean with a hat? Is that different enough? Kai, a smuggler whose allegiance cannot be trusted, like Charlie Hunnam trying to nail an accent.
So, with your ideals of resistance, I could round up a couple of heads.
Darian Bloodaxe, leader of the Lost Boy Theater Kids Brigade.
We come seeking our help to stand against a dreadnought of the mother world.
Titus, who suffers from the kind of depressive alcoholism that can be cured by a bath and a stern talking to.
Just
Gunner,
like that.
A farmer who grows the patience to sit through Cora's many exposition dumps.
When they first came to my world, I was 9 years
That's why he's there.
For my loyalty and service, I was promoted to the elite guard of the royal family. I'm only telling you this so you know who I am.
And Anthony Hopkins as Robot Jesus. I'm sorry, JC. The best part of this drag. So of course they leave him behind in Act 1.
Of course.
Finally,
do something in the
once
second
you spent
act.
2 hours watching them assemble the Trade School Avengers to save Farmville from evil, movie's done. See you in part 2. Hopefully they got all the boring stuff out of the way.
Tell me what we're trying to achieve here.
The same thing as the last time we met.
So, now that you can't blame it on DC holding him back, we all know what we're getting with any new Snyder joint. There's the obligatory slow motion, of course. Homoeroticism, naturally.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I can let him.
And even slower motion within the slow motion. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
But no Snyder trope could get more played out than his new one. Claiming there's another cut that makes his latest turd into a watchable movie.
That's right.
He cannot keep getting away with this. Starring...
Like, why? It's on Netflix already.
Gamora. I mean, Korra. Dario Naharis on Game of Thrones. Also Dario Naharis on Game of Thrones.
In the same movie.
Han Solo. If Anthony Hopkins transformed into a spotlight from the last night. Who? This is Nemesis. She's got my back. Well, well, if it isn't Tarek, the man who can ride anything.
Maybe this isn't suicide after all.
Blood in, blood acts. Sir, you are younger than the actress playing your daughter. Blue Krang wins. Look out, Korra. He's gonna shoot you. Oh, phew. He shot the other guy instead. Look out, Korra. No, he's gonna shoot you. Oh, okay. They did that again. Look out, Korra. He's gonna shoot you. Oh, look. He shot the other guy instead. And the Netflix closed captioning guy showing off his new thesaurus.
Oh, God.
Space cram. I claim this land for the mother world. Oh, wait. I can't plant a flag on rock. Gotta make it look intentional. Maybe if I just kind of stand and look cool, nobody will notice. Nailed it. Autobots, it's morphing time.
Rebel Moon, while it was not that good or that great, it was actually a fun watch. Like, I actually did enjoy watching it. But it's clearly just a Star Wars clone. There's no new ideas put in there that make it seem like it should be its own thing. It's just a copy from everything Star Wars into this movie. It's just like putting different pieces here and there, but it's the same puzzle at the end of the day. And so from that aspect, it was like, okay, whatever. The movie started kind of cool though. Like the whole little, well, I mean, it's like it looks like a vagina wormhole kind of thing. That was a little bit weird, but it looked kind of cool. I knew there was a reason I was like into it. But there were aspects to it that was like, okay, Zack Snyder could put his stamp on it in a different way, I'm hoping, but it was all just the same stuff. And a lot of slow-mo, even like they say here in the honest trailer, slow-mo within slow-mo, which is just ridiculous. He loves that stuff. And then the action wasn't even that great. The action was just kind of like, it was like slow, old style action. It wasn't like, I thought it would be something a little bit close to like the Matrix or something nice, something cool. But yeah, that was a little bit weird. But let's check out the pitch meeting. Let's see what producer guy and writer guy have to say about this one. This should be good.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. You know it, sir. Amazing. No, I mean, you know it, sir. This movie's mostly comprised of scenes from popular movies you're definitely familiar with. Oh, well, if those movies are popular, that should translate into this one being popular as well. If my calculations are correct, that's exactly right. Sick. So we're gonna start the movie with some big old lady space parts. What was that? And a big ship flies through the lady parts. Traveling through space privates is tight. And there are some bad guys heading to this moon called Velt, where the main character Korra is doing some slow-mo farming. The farming is slow-mo. Yeah, everything's slow-mo, sir. That's the secret to making movies feature-length. What about like story or character development? No, it's the slow-mo. That's how you get the runtime. Oh, good to know. So anyway, this big bad guy, Admiral Noble, goes up to the leader of this farming village and does a slightly altered version of that opening scene from Inglourious Bastards. Great scene. Great scene. Yeah, he's got a Nazi uniform and everything. Why disguise it? It's good as is. And he says he's going to force this whole town to grow him a bunch of grain so he can feed his troops. This big bad guy's doing crop negotiations? Yeah, okay, and then he leaves a bunch of soldiers behind to oversee this whole thing. Okay. But then these soldiers are about to take advantage of this local girl, so Korra reveals she's secretly been a badass this whole time and kills them all. Oh boy. Yeah, and there's this robot that was with the bad guys, but he helps her out, and he's actually a good robot now, and he's got an amazing voice. Interesting. I want to hear more about this robot. Well, too bad he runs away and doesn't return till the end of the movie. Oh, dang it. So now the whole town is like, oh, very cool. Cora's good at punching.
Sure sounds that way.
So she's like, well, the only way to stop this bad guy and his giant planet-destroying ship is for me to go recruit a couple of reluctant warriors.
That makes sense.
It does, yeah. So her and this guy Gunner go do an alternate version of the cantina scene from A New Hope.
right.
Great scene.
Great scene, and they meet an alternate version of Han Solo named Kai, who's gonna help them out for money.
Star Wars is a great movie. I'm glad we're doing it again.
Yeah.
But then what do they do?
Well, this guy takes them on an
Doing it
alternate
again.
Millennium
That's
Falcon
right.
to go recruit their first
Alternate
warrior
Millennium
dude,
Falcon?
Tarek.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but he's currently a slave, so the slave owner is like, I tell you what, if he can tame this wild beast, you can have him, but if he can't, I get to keep you as slaves.
Why would they agree to that?
So they agree to that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because see, they were told that this guy is a beast tamer, so they, risk everything on that.
Well, okay then.
So then this guy's gonna do an alternate version of that hippogriff scene from
God.
Harry Potter.
Great scene.
Great scene, and then Buckbeak kills the slave owner and they take off.
Very exciting.
So on the
Buckbeak.
next planet, they meet this other warrior, Nemesis, who has an alternate version of lightsabers.
Great
Oh my
weapon.
God.
Great weapons. And so then she kills this big spider lady, and they all take off to the next planet.
Wait, did they even ask her to join?
I mean, probably off screen or something. I don't know. All right. So then they go recruit the next person. So just to be sure, this is like a montage you're describing, right? Oh, no. This is the movie.
The
Sure,
movie.
'cause
That's
this
right.
sounds like that one scene in every heist movie where they like get the team together. Yeah, but with slow motion, we will meet our runtime target. Okay. So they go see this General Titus guy who is dirty, but then showers and joins them.
So is it going to be like fun banter
Between all the members of this growing team?
No.
Ah,
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no, once you're on the team, you stand quietly in the
That's
background
it.
as others are recruited.
Gotcha.
So next
Don't
they go
talk.
recruit this guy, Darian Bloodaxe, and he has a sister, and they both run a rebellion or something.
So he joins.
He joins and he brings
Or
a couple of
something.
people with him, and now it's time for the final fight. Wait, do we learn stuff about people? Oh, yeah, we'll see at a certain point, Cora's gonna tell her
Cora,
entire
that's
story
it.
to Gunner. See, it turns out she was raised by the space Nazis, and she was one of their top people, but now she's good. She's not in them with them anymore.
What inspires her to share that?
Well, she tells him, I am telling you this so that you know my story.
Subtle.
So then that Kai guy is like, hey, you silent people who have
Subtle.
each individually displayed one skill have inspired me to become good. Oh, nice. Yeah, but then turns out he's not good. He's
Clearly,
bad, and he betrays
he was a
them and
bad
sells
guy.
them out to the Empire or whatever
Quickly.
alternate name I come up with. Oh, no. So the bad guys trap the good guys in these mechanism things, and Kai tells Gunner to paralyze Cora. What do you mean? Well, there's this little gun thing, right? And if you put it in a hole, it shoots right into the person's neck.
Uh-oh. Well, it's going to be tough for him to get out of that situation if they're all surrounded by bad guys. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Oh, really?
Literally.
Yeah, because see, another thing about this mechanism is that if you turn this gun the opposite way, it releases the prisoner, and then you could kind of use it as a weapon. So he frees Cora and kills Kai.
Why would they design that thing that way?
And then one by one, they free all the good guys and get
No
into a
answer.
big fight. Were they surrounded by bad guys with guns pointing at them? Yeah, but see, none of them can aim because
right.
they're kind of like alternate stormtroopers, I guess.
Great bad guy.
Great
guess.
bad guys. And then there's this big old fight, and freaking Darian, he dies. Oh no, Darren! Which one? Who was that? One of them. Oh no! And then Cora gets into a big
One
fight
of
with
them.
Noble and manages to kill him.
Well, good for her.
Except the bad guys bring him back to life, so he's
That's
going to be
right.
back for part 2. Don't you worry about that.
That's a good cliffhanger.
Are they going to be able to defeat this guy they've killed once already? So then all the good guys go back to that moon, and that robot has antlers now.
Cool. And so that's it for part 1. What do you think?
Well, it sounds like some content for sure. I just wonder if there's a way to capitalize on this a bit more. Well, this is going to be Zack Snyder, and you know what his fans like.
Snyder cuts.
Yeah, let's purposefully release a non-Snyder cut first.
Very sneaky.
I love it. Let's hack this version to bits.
I love it. Whew. Oh my goodness. My favorite part already was just the part with when Ed Screen's character comes back and then they bring him back to life and he's like, well, yeah, that's something. Are they going to be able to defeat the guy that they killed once already? Like, why should we feel scared of this guy in this case? Cora beat him already. So the main character already defeated him. Like, why him coming back didn't really do anything. I wanted him to come back though, because he was the best character in the movie. Every time he was on screen, he owned the scene. So like that part I enjoyed. So I do want him back, but I'm not thinking he's going to do anything to to the good guys. Like really, I mean, let's be honest. The female main character beat him. So it's like, there's nothing there. This was great though. That was hilarious. That one was him flapping the flapping the scripts like, something in here. Oh man, that was funny. Yeah. Favorite part from you guys though. Between the honest trailer and the pitch meeting. Honest trailer was good too. It had some really good parts. Pitch meeting, fantastic. So that's, my pick. pitch meeting, of course, but some of you may pick differently. Which one do you think was better between these two videos? The movie itself, I'm looking forward to part 2 just because, again, it was just a fun Netflix watch. I'm glad I didn't see this in theaters. I had the opportunity and I was like, no, I'm not going to go, but this is definitely good for just a TV watch. Watch it at home on Netflix. That's where it needs to be. The fact, though, that Netflix let Zack Snyder do a regular cut and then they're going to do an extended cut later is like stupid to me, though. It's already on Netflix. That's the purpose of this streaming service, to have rated R, full-length director's cut type movies or whatever. Just put it straight on there. That's the purpose of your service. This isn't in theaters and then coming later. Like, just, I don't know. It was weird to me. That was a dumb decision to me, but whatever. I'm sure the rated R version will be better, though, because the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman is miles away better than the theatrical cut. So I'm sure that's going to be the case with this, probably, hopefully, because there's moments where I'm like, why isn't there blood? Why isn't there like something happening here with some of the dialogue? It seemed weird and cut oddly, and it was just weird. So I'm hoping that the director's cut is better. I will still watch it. Just kind of check it out, see what's different. But your thoughts, again, in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this one, the movie itself, and then also the honest trailer and the pitch meeting. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Check out some more videos if you want. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.